And the next subject is sports. Who wants this?
Well, we've already decided, haven't we?
I think so, yes.
Our sport genius here, Peter.
Peter.
And you're going to take on...
Can't be Kevin, can't be Judith.
Chris.
Yeah. All right, Peter.
Deep joy. Your place is booked.
Peter from Results Not Excuses versus Chris feeling deep joy from the Eggheads. And to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. 3 questions on sport in turn, and you can choose the first or second set, Peter.
I'd like to go second, please.
Here we go, Chris. Michael Owen, Joey Barton and Damien Duff all represented which Premiership football team during the 2008-09 season? Was it Liverpool, Arsenal or Newcastle United?
Michael Owen. Well, simply because my neighbour is a rabid supporter and mentions Michael Owen a lot, I'll have to go with Liverpool.
Liverpool is wrong. It's Newcastle.
Is it?
Toonami. Football, not your thing.
Football? 22 men punching a pig's bladder around a field.
OK, Peter, you can take the advantage of your first answer. How many gold medals did the swimmer Michael Phelps win at the 2008 Olympic Games? Was it 4, 6 or 8?
I believe, as there was such a big fuss around it, that it was 8, Jeremy.
8 is correct. You're in the lead. Chris, how many Grand Slam tennis singles titles did the American Maureen Connolly win during her career, despite retiring from the sport at the age of 19? 3, 6 or 9?
Little Mo, yeah, early 50s. Well, she retired at 19. She can't have won too many, but it'd be more than 3, less than 9, so I'll say 6.
It's actually more than 6. It's 9.
Uh-huh.
So that means, Peter, if you get this right, you're in the final, and Chris can go on detesting sport. The golfer Andres Romero, who recorded top 10 finishes at the US Masters and the US PGA Championship in 2008, was born in which country? Was it Argentina, Chile, or Colombia?
Not really sure, to be honest, so it will be a guess, and purely by his name, I think I will plumb for Argentina.
If you get this right, you're in the final. You have got it right. Argentina it is. Chris, we don't see that very often.
Depressingly predictable where me and sport's concerned, but there you go.
They put the ball past you several times. Sorry,
Yeah.
Chris, you won't be in the final. Peter, well done. You won convincingly over an Egghead, so you can help your team in the final round. Please, both of you, rejoin us. Going great guns now. As it stands, the challengers have lost 1 brain from the final round, whilst the Eggheads have lost 2. The last subject is history. Who would like this?
Well, it'll have to be Steve.
It'll have to be me. Yes, I was
Steve on
down for history. So.
You seem to have a plan. I'm impressed.
The problem is,
Who should
looking
we go
over
for?
there,
I know.
I
Barry
reckon
or
Barry. Go for it, isn't it? Try and get lucky.
Isn't he good at
Barry's
history?
a legend at history.
The history man.
Yeah, I think we should have to go for
And then so's Daphne. It's up to you, Steve. You choose.
I'll take Daphne.
Yeah.
I'll go for Daphne.
OK, Steve from Results Not Excuses versus Daphne from the Eggheads. Please take your positions in the question room. So I'll ask each of you 3 questions on history in turn. Steve, you can choose the first or second set of questions.
I'll go first.
Steve, who was the king of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from 1820 until 1830? Was it William IV, George IV, or Edward IV?
Yeah, I have to think about this one. I will go for George IV.
George IV is the right answer. Not easy. Daphne, who was the British Prime Minister at the time of the Treaty of Versailles? Was it David Lloyd George, Andrew Bonar Law, or Herbert Asquith?
Well, it was after World War I. Well, Must be David Lloyd George.
David Lloyd George is right. Over to you, Steve. The Peninsular War was part of which larger conflict? The Napoleonic Wars, the 100 Years' War, or World War I?
After testing our history beforehand and had quite a few jokes about the 100 Years' War, I shall go for that. That's the only one I can go for, the 100 Years' War.
Just a lucky guess, is it?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Actually, unlucky. It's the Napoleonic Wars. Sorry. Over to you, Daphne, to take the advantage. What was the name of the 19th century American philanthropist who gave large amounts of money for slum clearance in the UK? Was it Ebenezer Goodbody, Abraham Lightbody, or George Peabody?
I haven't actually heard this, but the only name that rings the bell is George Peabody, so that's my answer.
George Peabody is the right answer for the American philanthropist.
Don't know if it's still there, but there was a Peabody estate in Bethnal Green.
Really?
Masses of Peabody buildings. All
Still a
over
few
London.
around, all over London.
Lots of them. Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we are, Steve. You have to get this one right, otherwise Daphne's knocked you out. In which Russian city was Rasputin poisoned, shot, and finally drowned in 1916? Was it Ekaterinburg, Vladivostok, or St. Petersburg?
None of them rings a bell, really. The only one I've really heard of is St. Petersburg, because obviously that's popular. I'm going to go for St. Petersburg, because I've really got no idea. So St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg is the correct answer. You're still in it. After your third question, now you need to hope that Daphne gets this one wrong. Daphne, what became the only Australian city to be attacked from the air during World War II when it was bombed by the Japanese in February 1942? Perth, Melbourne, or Darwin?
I think, well, the first name that came into my head was Darwin, so that's my answer.
If you've got this right, you're in the final. Steve isn't. Darwin is correct. Daphne, well done. You are in the final. Steve, I'm sorry. You were just pipped on that one question, beaten by our Eggheads, so you can't help your team in the last round. Please, both of you, come back, rejoin us here. So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So Steve and Simon from Results Not Excuses, and Chris and Judith from the Eggheads, please leave the studio. Dave, Peter and Pete, you are playing to win Results Not Excuses, £13,000. Daphne, Barry and Kevin, you're playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. And you're going great guns at the moment. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time the questions are all general knowledge. You are allowed to confer. So, Results Not Excuses, the question is, are your 3 brains better than the Eggheads' 3? And also, would you like the first or second set of questions?
What do you think? What do you want to do?
What did you do first?
I did first.
I've done second. Yeah,
I'll go
first.
then.
All the very best. What is the name of the heroic figure who defends the inhabitants of Lazytown in the children's TV series of the same name? Particus, Sporticus, or Articus?
I know this.
Any idea?
Yes,
I wouldn't have even
it's
heard of it.
Sporticus. When we was in Newcastle, I told you that Nickelodeon thing was on telly, and that was on it. It's Sporticus.
Okay, well, I've never heard of it. If you're confident,
Sounds good
he's
to
our
me,
sportman, so we'll go with Sporticus.
Sporticus is the correct answer.
Well done, Craig.
Eggheads, here's your first question. On which part of the body are the novelty dealy boppers usually worn? The head, feet, or hands?
I know those things that
The antennas, I think.
yeah, I'm assuming, you know, the band with the springs with the knobs on the end, if you pardon the expression.
Feet, I'm just thinking there's only finger things that are held on the hands, aren't there? And I can't think of anything novelty on the feet. So, lots of people wear novelty things on heads, especially at Christmas time and Easter time.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think they're, I don't know. But
Okay, we think they're held on the head.
On the head, you say? They are indeed.
Oh, don't Kevin.
We'll all rush out and get some.
And no, we haven't.
Listen, you know me too well. Okay, results, not excuses. Your second question. Who was much derided for advertising a chocolate bar at her wedding in 2000? Ulrika Johnson, Anthea Turner, or Natasha Kaplinsky?
It was Anthea Turner, wasn't it?
Yes.
With I think it was. Oh, I can't say what.
Yeah.
With Grant Bovey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthea? We go for Anthea?
Yeah.
Anthea Turner, please, Joe.
Anthea Turner is the right answer. Okay, Eggheads, your question. Always There, which entered the UK charts in 1986, was the lyrical version of the theme of which 1980s drama? Was it Howard's Way, Bergerac, or Auf Wiedersehen, Pet?
I think that was Howard's Way.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Did you say 1980s?
Yeah, Always There, which entered the UK charts in 1986.
Bergerac possibly. Do you think Bergerac possibly started back in the 70s?
It might have done, but I don't remember a theme song for that. It's certainly not Auf Wiedersehen. And Howard's Way definitely had a theme song that entered the charts. I'm sure it was that.
That's living all right.
And it's the 80s, because my husband used to watch it. And I
Howard's Way
wasn't
had a
married,
famous theme tune, and
so-
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, we're going for Howard's Way.
Howard's Way is right. Okay, third question, often crucial in this round, guys. Don't get it wrong. In Hindu mythology, what is the name of the king of death who is usually depicted riding on a buffalo and armed with a noose and a club? Is it Agni, Yama, or Kubera?
I'm drawn a bit towards Yama, but I don't know why.
Nor do I.
Kubera club, I don't know.
Kubera sense. Possibility.
Likely to me too, but I mean they all sound likely. To be honest, I don't really know.
Yama or Kubera? I'll sort of go towards Kubera.
Me too, and I don't know why.
Let's guess.
Let's go for that then.
We don't know, to be honest, but we're going to go for Kubera.
Kubera's wrong.
Ah.
It's Yama. Hard to guess that one, Eggs.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing there you can pick up on.
No, unless you...
Well, yeah, unless you know your Hindi or Urdu. Or...
Agni was the god of fire.
Yes.
So, third question. If you get this right, you've won. And the 13,000 is suddenly snatched away from our challengers. But you haven't got it right yet. Bertold Lubetkin is acclaimed for his work in which field? Architecture, portrait painting, or ceramics?
Architecture. Architecture. Yeah. So
Yeah.
architect, definitely.
He's an architect.
Modernist architect. He did the penguin pool at London Zoo.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I'm reliably informed from Kevin that he designed the penguin pool at London Zoo, and he's an architect.
If you're right, you've won. Architecture is the right answer, Eggheads. Congratulations, you have won. Did you know architecture?
No.
Oh, okay, well that's a mercy. And they seem to know Yama, I think.
Yeah.
But you played really well.
Thank you.
Took them on in a serious way. Commiserations, challengers. The Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them. Their winning streak continues. I'm afraid you won't be going home with the £13,000, so the money rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Who will beat you? Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £14,000 says they don't. Till then, goodbye.
The image of afternoon tea conjures up cucumber sandwiches and sweet little pastries. However, there's a surprise in store for Raymond as he doesn't quite get what he ordered in the restaurant at 8. Next, though, on BBC Two, Strictly Goss with Claudia.